Imagine this: the way you think might match the mind of an anime genius. Are you the silent strategist like L, the cold planner like Madara, the chaotic intellect like Gojo, or the unstoppable force like Bakugo? Every anime fan has a character whose mindset mirrors their own, and today, you're finding out exactly which one you are. We're breaking down the 4 analyst personalities, INTJ, INTP, ENTP, and ENTJ, and matching each one with the most accurate high fan following anime character. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never see your favorite character, or yourself, the same way again. And before we start, don't worry if your favorite anime character isn't matched with your personality right away. Because even if they don't appear in the main 4 types, there's still a real chance you'll see them later in the bonus character reveal, where I break down a few more massive characters and the personalities they align with. So don't skip, you might just find your character waiting at the end. ENTP. Core Personality Breakdown. ENTPs think in motion. Ideas hit them fast, collide, split, evolve, and spark into new possibilities before most people even finish a sentence. They love exploring every angle of a problem, not to annoy anyone, but because their mind refuses to stay inside a single viewpoint. And yes, I'm an ENTP too, so I know how this feels. The curiosity hits first, the logic follows second, and the excitement of discovery usually wins the whole battle. ENTPs challenge things naturally. Not out of rebellion, but because they want to see what breaks, what holds, and what new idea appears in the process. Their strength is creativity with confidence, being able to take a wild thought, twist it, reshape it, and turn it into something surprisingly smart. Their weakness is inconsistency. They chase so many ideas that finishing becomes a bigger fight than starting. This is the ENTP essence: energetic, curious, quick thinking, driven by a mind that never stays still for long. Real-life behavior. In real life, ENTPs move with fast curiosity. Their thoughts jump, merge, and spark new ideas before anyone else realizes the topic even changed. They notice tiny details, flip them into theories or jokes, and turn simple conversations into creative chaos. In friendships, ENTPs bring energy and clever debates. They love deep talks, playful arguments, and brainstorming that goes from random to brilliant. At work or school, they shine with freedom. Give an ENTP space to explore, and they'll build something fresh. Give them strict rules, and they'll test every one of them. When stressed, they bounce between possibilities, trying to find the smartest path forward. In conflicts, they stay logical and questioning, which can seem provocative, but it's just how they analyze things. People often mistake this for chaos, but ENTPs are experimenting, always searching for a better idea. Anime character match. If there's one anime character who nails the ENTP mindset with ridiculous accuracy, it's Gojo Satoru. He's playful on the surface, but behind that smile is a mind running faster than everyone else in the room. Gojo thinks in possibilities, new angles, unexpected tactics, creative solutions no one sees coming. He questions rules just because they exist, breaks them if they slow him down, and bends situations to fit his imagination rather than staying inside limits. Gojo debates, jokes, teases, and analyzes at the same time, classic ENTP multitasking. He walks into a fight with zero fear, not because he's reckless, but because he's already calculated 10 different outcomes. His confidence, chaos, humor, and sharp logic blend into that perfect ENTP energy, unpredictable, brilliant, and always one step ahead while making it look effortless. Gojo doesn't just act like an ENTP, he's the ENTP blueprint with infinity mode turned on. Why this character fits. Gojo fits the ENTP personality because he thinks with explosive creativity and adapts faster than anyone else. In every fight, he improvises, switching tactics mid-battle, making jokes, and analyzing his opponent at the same time. Look at his fight with Jogo. While everyone else would panic, Gojo treats it like a playground. He explains concepts, tests reactions, and uses the battle itself as an experiment. That mix of curiosity and confidence is peak ENTP. When he trains Yuji, he doesn't follow traditional rules. He builds his own methods, twists the system, and teaches by breaking limits, exactly how ENTPs innovate. Even his attitude toward the Sorcerer Society shows ENTP logic. He questions authority, challenges old structures, and looks for better possibilities instead of accepting things just because. Gojo's mind blends humor, intelligence, and unpredictability in a way only an ENTP can, thinking 3 angles deeper while making everything look like fun. Signature power moment. An ENTP's power moment appears when everyone else gets stuck on one solution. While the room argues, the ENTP suddenly flips the entire problem on its head and finds a path nobody even considered. They see loopholes, shortcuts, angles, and wild ideas that somehow turn out smarter than the normal plan. It's the same spark Gojo shows in every tough situation. He doesn't force his way through obstacles. He sidesteps them with style, creativity, and a grin that says he already figured out something better. ENTPs shine when the world needs quick thinking and bold imagination. They cut through pressure with ideas so fresh that people don't realize how clever they are until after the dust settles. And that's their signature moment. The instant when a chaotic situation suddenly becomes clear because the ENTP found a brilliant solution that looked impossible, right up until they made it obvious. ENTJ. Core personality breakdown. ENTJs think in straight lines toward a goal. While others hesitate, the ENTJ is already planning the next steps with full confidence. Their mind focuses on structure, what works, what doesn't, and what needs to change immediately. They naturally take charge, not for control, but because they can spot the smartest path faster than most people notice there's a problem. Their strength is decisive logic. They can walk into chaos, point out flaws instantly, and rebuild everything into something efficient. Their weakness is intensity. They push themselves and others so hard that they sometimes forget people need space, not pressure. But at their core, ENTJs aren't harsh, they're driven. They see potential everywhere and instinctively try to improve it. This is the ENTJ essence, sharp, strategic, and built to move forward, even when the world slows down. Real-life behavior. In real life, ENTJs move with purpose. They walk fast, talk fast, and think even faster, as if their mind is always 3 tasks ahead of their schedule. They don't enjoy small talk unless it leads somewhere. They prefer conversations that solve problems, spark ideas, or push things forward. In friendships, they're dependable and direct. They'll tell you the truth even when it's uncomfortable, because in their mind honesty helps you grow. At work or school, ENTJs naturally slide into leadership roles. If no one is organizing things, they step in. If something is inefficient, they fix it. When stressed, they try to control everything tighter. They move into mission mode, focusing on solutions instead of emotions. In conflicts, ENTJs stay firm and logical, which can make them seem blunt, but their goal is clarity, not drama. People often misunderstand their intensity, but behind it is someone who genuinely wants progress, for themselves and for the people they care about. Anime character match. If there's an anime character who captures ENTJ intensity perfectly, it's Bakugo Katsuki. He's driven, sharp, and fiercely focused on improvement. Bakugo doesn't just aim to win. He wants to understand the best, smartest way to get there. His confidence comes from analysis and discipline. He studies opponents, adapts fast, and pushes himself harder than anyone else in the room. Bakugo hates inefficiency and excuses, not out of arrogance, but because he believes everyone should reach their full potential. In battle, his ENTJ traits shine: decisive action, precise strategy, and unstoppable determination. He embodies the ENTJ spirit: intense, goal-oriented, brutally honest, and always pushing forward no matter how tough things get. Why this character fits. Bakugo fits the ENTJ personality because every decision he makes comes from sharp logic mixed with intense drive. Beneath his explosive attitude is someone who constantly analyzes his own weaknesses and finds ways to eliminate them. In class, he's the first to break down strategies, point out flaws, and push for a better way to do things. Classic ENTJ efficiency. During training fights, Bakugo doesn't just rush in. He studies patterns, predicts moves, and adjusts instantly, showing the same decisive thinking ENTJs use under pressure. His rivalry with Midoriya also shows ENTJ traits. He pushes harder not out of jealousy, but because he refuses to accept anything less than his full potential. And when the situation turns serious, Bakugo switches from loud to laser-focused, a leadership shift ENTJs are known for. Everything about him, his discipline, His strategic mind, his refusal to settle, lines up with the ENTJ mindset perfectly. Signature power moment. An ENTJ's power moment appears when everything demands quick decisions and even quicker leadership. While others hesitate or look for guidance, the ENTJ steps forward without waiting, turning confusion into a clear plan. They cut through noise instantly, figuring out what matters, what doesn't, and who needs to move where. It's the same shift Bakugo shows in serious fights. The noise disappears, the anger drops, and he becomes intensely focused, calculating angles, predicting moves, and pushing the team with sharp precision. ENTJs shine when urgency meets strategy. They don't just act fast, they act smart, with purpose and direction. And when the moment passes, everyone realizes how natural it felt to follow their lead. The ENTJ didn't force control, they simply became the person the situation needed. If you're enjoying the series, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss the next personality drop. Trust me, the best ones are still coming. INTJ. Core personality breakdown. INTJs think far ahead. While others react to the moment, they're quietly mapping out the next 10 moves. They look calm and unreadable, not because they hide, but because their mind is always running silent calculations. They value efficiency over emotions, clarity over comfort, and strategy over social noise. Their strength is detachment. They can zoom out, analyze, and rebuild any situation from zero. Their weakness? Sometimes forgetting the human side. Their logic moves faster than people can keep up with. But give an INTJ a goal, and they lock onto it like a laser. Plans, systems, timelines, everything rearranges itself. This is the INTJ core, a quiet strategist, a focused planner, a visionary who sees what others miss, long before anyone realizes what's happening. Real-life behavior. In real life, INTJs move with purpose. They don't wander, they don't drift. They pick a direction and walk like they've already calculated the shortest path. They're observant in silence. While everyone talks, an INTJ quietly studies patterns, motives, and flaws in the situation. In friendships, they prefer depth over numbers. One genuine person beats 10 loud ones. At work, they shine when things need structure. Give them chaos, and they'll build a system. Give them a system, and they'll improve it. Under stress, they detach even more. They don't lash out, they withdraw, analyze, and return with a solution. In conflicts, they stay calm. They don't argue emotionally, they argue with precision, which is why many people think they're cold. What people misunderstand is this: INTJs feel, they just don't broadcast it. Their care hides behind actions, not words, and only a few ever see it. Anime character match. If there's one anime character who captures the INTJ mindset perfectly, it's Sasuke Uchiha. Silent, strategic, and always calculating, Sasuke rarely reacts emotionally. He plans, observes, and strikes only when it matters. Just like an INTJ, he moves with a purpose. Every decision is part of a long hidden plan that others can't see until it's too late. He doesn't talk unless he needs to. He doesn't chase attention. He stays detached so he can think clearly. People often misunderstand Sasuke's coldness, just like they misunderstand INTJs. That silence isn't ego, it's focus. Whether it's training, strategy, or fighting, Sasuke treats everything like a mission. One objective, no distraction. He's the perfect INTJ example, the lone strategist, the quiet analyzer, the thinker who sees a path no one else even notices, until he's already walking it. Why this character fits. From childhood, he analyzes everything silently, like when he observes Itachi's power without showing fear, just calculating what he needs to reach that level. During the Chunin exams, notice how he studies opponents before fighting. He never rushes. He dissects weaknesses like a strategist, not a hothead. His fight with Orochimaru in the Forest of Death is pure INTJ logic. He stays calm, adapts instantly, and figures out the threat with zero panic. In Shippuden, when he forms Team Taka, he doesn't rely on emotion. He selects teammates based on strengths that match his plan. Pure rational planning. Even in battles, like against Deidara, he doesn't overpower, he outthinks. He reads patterns, counters explosives with strategy, and turns the fight into a puzzle. This is peak INTJ energy, controlled emotions, precise decisions, long-term vision, and a mind that never stops analyzing, even in the middle of chaos. Signature power moment. An INTJ's real strength appears when everything around them slips into chaos. While everyone reacts, they go silent, studying the mess like a puzzle only they understand. Pieces fall into place. Patterns sharpen. The noise fades, and a clear path forms. This is their moment, calm focus in the middle of pressure. Just like Sasuke reading an opponent's move before it even happens, moving with purpose instead of panic. INTJs turn uncertainty into direction with one precise decision, quiet, confident, and perfectly calculated. And when the dust settles, everyone realizes the same thing. The person who barely spoke was the one who already knew how this would end. INTP. Core personality breakdown. INTPs live inside ideas. While others chase facts or feelings, they chase possibilities, thoughts that branch into more thoughts. They question everything, not to argue, but because their mind refuses to accept anything without understanding the why behind it. They're calm, detached, and often lost in their own head. Even in a loud room, an INTP's real conversation is happening internally. Their strength is creativity fused with logic. They connect concepts nobody else would even compare, and that's where their brilliance comes alive. Their weakness? Overthinking. They can drown in possibilities and forget to act, stuck cycling through what if after what if. INTPs adapt quickly. They don't dominate or push. They simply find smarter, cleaner ways around every problem. This is the INTP essence: curious, analytical, unpredictable. A mind that keeps exploring even when the world thinks they're just staring into space. Real-life behavior. In real life, INTPs move quietly, almost drifting, but their mind is constantly running simulations in the background. They observe more than they speak, taking mental notes on patterns, motives, and logic gaps in everything around them. In friendships, they're loyal but low maintenance, happy with deep conversations, quick jokes, or comfortable silence. At work or school, they shine when they're left alone to figure things out. Give them freedom, and they'll build smarter systems than anyone expected. When stressed, they retreat into thinking. They replay scenarios, rewrite solutions, and try to solve the problem like a puzzle instead of reacting emotionally. In conflicts, they stay calm, sometimes too calm. They respond with logic when others want emotion, which can make them seem distant or detached. What people often miss is this: INTPs care, but their care shows through ideas, solutions, and quiet presence, not loud emotions. Anime character match. If there's one anime character who captures the INTP mind almost perfectly, it's L from Death Note. He lives inside analysis. Every move he makes, every glance, every pause, it's all calculation running silently behind those dark, tired eyes. L doesn't chase conversation, he studies it. He listens for logic gaps, inconsistencies, tiny details others never notice. His strange habits, sitting crouched, eating sweets, staring without blinking, aren't quirks for fun. They're part of how he thinks best, how he focuses without distraction. Just like an INTP, L avoids emotions in decision-making. He relies on patterns, predictions, and possibilities rather than gut feelings or social pressure. And when he speaks, it's never random. It's a hypothesis, a test, or a conclusion he's been quietly building for hours. L is the INTP archetype: detached, brilliant, unpredictable, a mind always 2 layers deeper than the room around him. Why this character fits. L matches the INTP personality because he treats everything like a logic puzzle. When he takes the Kira case, he instantly breaks it into clues, patterns, and probabilities instead of reacting emotionally. His non-stop questioning, why light hesitates, why the killings follow a pattern, why people say certain things, is classic INTP curiosity. His first moves toward light show it perfectly. Instead of accusing, he sets experiments and watches light's reactions like a scientist collecting results. Even revealing his identity isn't reckless, it's strategy. It removes uncertainty and gives him cleaner information to work with. And during the tennis match, L analyzes light's mindset through the game itself, thinking 3 steps deeper while barely speaking. Everything about him, quiet, logical, curious, lines up exactly with how an INTP thinks and solves problems. Signature power moment. An INTP's power moment appears when a problem seems unsolvable to everyone else. While people argue or overreact, the INTP quietly steps back and starts connecting ideas that look unrelated at first. Details others ignored suddenly click together. A pattern forms, a loophole opens, and a clever solution appears out of nowhere. It's the same energy L shows in Death Note, those quiet pauses where his mind races through possibilities until one brilliant explanation rises above the rest. INTPs shine when creativity and logic need to work together. They don't overpower situations, they outthink them. Their strength is subtle but sharp, turning confusion into clarity with a single insight that seems obvious only after they've said it. And when everything falls into place, it becomes clear who solved the puzzle, the one who barely spoke, but understood the whole picture from the start. Alright, time for the bonus character reveal. If your personality didn't match the character you hoped for, you might find them here. INTJ, extra characters. Itachi Uchiha, calm, calculated, always acting with long-term purpose behind quiet decisions. Kurapika, logical and disciplined, building every move around strategy and controlled emotion. INTP, extra characters. Shikamaru Nara, lazy genius who solves crises with pure logic and effortless pattern reading. Armin Arlert, deep thinker who turns analysis into surprising strategies that save lives. If these characters feel closer to your vibe, there's a good chance your personality sits in the same lane. And now for the second half, 2 more types, 2 more character matches each. ENTP, extra characters. Dazai Osamu, clever, unpredictable trickster mixing humor with sharp, layered thinking. Hang Zoe, wild curiosity and explosive ideas that move faster than anyone can keep up with. ENTJ, extra characters. Madara Uchiha, dominant strategist shaping entire wars through vision and absolute certainty. Erwin Smith, tactical commander whose logic and leadership redefine every battlefield he touches. If your favorite character showed up here, it means your personality shares the same core mindset, and you're closer to them than you think. Before you go, make sure to check your own MBTI type on the website linked below. Once you know your personality, come back here and tell me 2 things in the comments. What's your MBTI? And which anime character you think matches it the best? Your picks might even show up in a future episode, so go find your type, drop your match, and let's see how accurate your anime instincts really are.